Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, 4D. Good evening, Viv.
Good evening, 4D. Good evening, Bronze.
It is Thursday, the 19th of February, 2026. Storm in the Teacup, episode 52. Is it 52? I've lost count again.
I was going to say to you, what was the episode number? Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah.
I reckon it is.
I should have done my homework. I should have checked that out beforehand, shouldn't I? Really?
Well, we missed last week. We missed last week. So, yeah.
Yeah, we did miss last week. For anybody who noticed or cared, due to what is known commonly as technical difficulties, which is another way of saying it was 4D's fault.
He was doing his best.
Oh, that's like saying, what's that award? Oh, it's the Endeavour Award. Oh, bless him.
Oh, yeah.
How condescending. How
that was condescending.
Just apportion blame and be done with it. All right.
All right. But it was a noble effort to improve the whole functionality of the situation of the site.
Yes, it was. It was good intentions.
Yep, that's what I meant.
To be honest with you, 50% of it was out of my hands. I genuinely had terrible internet, and actually I've had internet bad ever since. And this afternoon it went down, and I thought, oh, it's not going to be the same this evening, is it? But I don't know if you guys have noticed anything with the internet, but certainly my server down here, or my provider, is terrible at the moment.
Yeah, I did a few days ago. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was the internet or my VPN, because it seemed things for a very short while things were very slow, my internet, but then I switched to a different country on my VPN and it was fine. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's slow. It's just been slow.
Yeah, everything, uploading, downloading, everything just seems to be slow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it seems to be all right at the moment. So.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
It was annoying because last week I thought, oh, there's so much to talk about last week, and I've probably forgotten everything that was ready to talk about last week. But now, I mean, today I think I posted on Truth Social. What a day for the history books! Crazy day.
Yeah. Well, last week, as you say, I mean, you were kind of trying to make some improvements to the server, and also your internet connection was so bad that you kept on dropping in and out. But in the end, me and Viv went on and just had a conversation. We ended up chatting for for longer than we normally chat. The time just got away from us. So we even though we didn't record it, we found plenty to talk about last week. But,
shame you didn't record it actually, but.
Yeah, we couldn't because that
was the whole point of yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, it's going mental, isn't it? Absolutely mental.
So much to talk about, and even the highest in the land will be pulled down low.
Yeah, and now it's Starmer who's quoting "No one is above the law," which is very ominous, I think, because everyone who comes out with that, quite often it comes back to bite them on the arse. So yeah, there's no. Obviously, Andrew's been arrested today, and there's absolutely no pushback from anywhere in the mainstream about it at all. Nobody's going, "Oh, what's going on? This is not right. This shouldn't be happening." It's like, yep, this is what it is. You know, nobody's complaining about it. So
yeah, well, they're like rabbits in the headlights, aren't they? It's
yeah, they're all probably wondering if they're next. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, makes me think of that comment. They won't be able to walk the streets. I've always recalled that comment that Q used to write, and I bet there's some sweating people. Even when you just said about Starmer, when he was saying about no one being above the law, did you watch him? He looked like it was a hostage video. He looked like he was sweating.
Well, he looks like that all the time now. As far
Yeah.
whenever I see him, that's the way I just see him now. I don't know if that's just me, but
his cold dead eyes as well. Oh dear. You know,
yeah,
those blank dead courtroom eyes.
someone did mention the Ukrainian rent boy trial
Ooh, ooh.
as a possible thing for him, which is still to come up. So I think that's still in the pipeline. That is still in the pipeline. It's just
But
not been spoken
I
about.
think that's literally a week away. I think that's a week away.
Really?
no. Well, that's just amazing. It's taken so long. I mean, in
No,
one
it's not.
sense, in one sense, it means they must have been gathering evidence, or you think so. I don't know, perhaps not, knowing the modern day state enforcement squad, formerly known as the police force, but or the police service. I don't know. A week away. That's interesting, isn't it? I thought they'd have legged it by now.
Well, I mean, they probably tried to delay it, and as they say, kicking the can down the road. But
Well,
it's you know,
I mean, this is the controlled demolition. If you ask me, gentlemen, I've as I said last time we were speaking, I've already made my bed with the whole Q thing and how real it was, and it doesn't really matter about that anymore. But this is such a controlled demolition, and actually, interestingly, we just had Shrove Tuesday, then we had Ash Wednesday. What would you call this? Tragic Thursday, but it was the 17th of February. I don't know. There was on the 17th of February, which was Shrove Tuesday, I think. I know people don't like the whole Deltas thing with Q because it doesn't really mean anything, but the Delta for that day was game over, enjoy the show. Or that's it. It was just those words. And I just thought, I'm always interested in America. I'm always watching what's going on in there because it's always so interesting. But I've been over watching everything going on with England for the last couple of weeks and not really watching anything from America. It's like a slow, controlled demolition. And Viv just said, "Oh, it's taking so long for these rent boys stuff to come up," but I think it's all just been put into some sort of plan, mate, that we're none of us are aware of. It seems so almost perfect at the moment. Dare I say it? Even with the restore. Sorry, but go on.
Well, yeah, I mean that's definitely added grist to the mill.
He launched on the 17th.
Oh, did he? Oh, right, okay. But yeah, the Shrove Tuesday, better known in this country at least as Pancake Day, which I'm kind of annoyed I forgot because I do like a few pancakes.
Oh yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, that Delta I believe was back as far as 2020. I think that Delta was from.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you can imagine when that was posted 20 years ago, 20 years ago, 6 years ago, and people saying, "Oh, game over," and now we're still kind of referring back to it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is kind of a little bit of the issue with Deltas. It's like, you can kind of read into them if you like, but yeah, still interesting. Restore Britain, that has sent shockwaves. That really has sent shockwaves throughout everywhere. I think it feels like that. It just feels different. It feels like something has changed. Something has changed with Rupert Lowe. This is kind of we always looked to what Trump was trying to do in the USA and bemoaned the fact we didn't have an equivalent in the UK who would do the same sort of thing. And it really does seem that Rupert Lowe has come along and kind of sort of quite possibly fulfilled that role or promises to fulfill that role now.
Yeah, I'm really interested in what you think or what you've got to say about all of that, Viv, actually.
Yeah. Well, first of all, there's a lot of talk on Substack amongst people I follow and I sort of look into. There's a lot of talk about splitting the vote, and some people are going, "Oh, this is going to let the legacy parties back. It's going to let the the big bird, the Uni Party." I don't know. I honestly don't know. It depends, really. Some people they're they're taking sides, definitely. That certain people on Substack are very much against reform. They're still, they're still with some of the other parties, particularly the Farage. And others are absolutely jubilant. The other big news, God, how much big news do we need to discuss? Is that the May elections, for those outside of England, elections were cancelled in certain areas in East Anglia, in particular in the south of London. And they are now back. We will have council elections in May. Everyone will be able to vote, which is an astonishing, well, maybe not, an astonishing.
I've nearly forgotten about that. You're right. It's a big thing. Yeah,
it's another U-turn.
Actually, it's ironically straight away on Truth Social, I posted, at last we're going to unite the right. So it's funny how but again, I think that's all the bad people trying to split us up. But sorry, carry on. Sorry, yeah.
Well, some people, particularly, what would you call them? Ethnic minorities or people on Substack who are of Indian heritage, etc. From there's someone who's Azerbaijani. They're saying, well, look, hang on a minute, isn't don't they want to kick out all immigrants? And so it's kicked off a bit of an argument. People are saying, well, no, we're talking about the deportation of illegal immigrants and securing the borders. The idea of kicking out people who've been born here of immigrant parents, or maybe third generation, it doesn't seem to make sense. I don't think they're talking about that, are they? Surely, because that would be a bit mental.
Yeah, Reform are really rattled by this because they're the ones creating a lot of this confusion, because they're coming out and they're saying Rupert Lowe's talking about deporting whole communities.
Yeah.
So they're really stirring up, and that's not what he said at all. Even the Reform mayoral candidate Layla Cunningham is now starting to use words like Nazi and fascist to describe Restore.
Whoa.
Which is really, really rich. It's like, hold on a minute, that's exactly what people were saying about Reform a few months ago. So this is just crazy. It's kind of this is completely expected. Rupert Lowe is going to be a target. He's going to get everything thrown at him now, absolutely everything. He really has put a target on his back, no doubt about it. Yeah. So this is completely to be expected, absolutely to be expected. You just got to go to the source. You've got to go to the source, listen to what he says, and don't listen to what anybody else says that he said. Get the proper information. Don't listen to third-party opinions. If somebody says he said this or he said that, go and listen to what he said, because the chances are he didn't say it. They're twisting. They're trying to discredit him and throw people off course.
It makes sense. Yeah.
It's also it's a reminder. We're going back to a time of more common sense. As I've often said, and I'm proud to say, my family has people that are from outside of the UK, and I love them to bits, and they'll always be part of my family. Common sensually, when you exactly what Bronze has just said, when you just take it from the source and what he says, he's right. He's going to completely take away whole swathes of people, and there will be whole communities disappear. But what he does not mean, the average person that is here is quite happy to be here, is quite happily integrated with their surroundings. They don't have to be a Christian. They don't have to be, because if I thought that's where his idealistic views were, I certainly wouldn't be behind that as well. It would be what's the word? Hypocritical of me to back that. Because I don't want that. But common sensely, if there's someone here that's been here for, and I don't care if, and it's actually worse, if they've been here for 50 years and they cannot speak a word of English and they have never been to even a youth club centre, they've never joined anything, then I want you removed. You're clearly not what we want. And it's not a racist term. It's not a sexist. It's that you are not clearly wanting to be here in my country.
Well, yeah, there is that. But then again, look at me. I'm pretty much, I feel pretty much outside society myself, but I am English born and bred. You know, so I don't mind if people just, you know, they don't. I mean, it's a bit like, in some ways, why would you want to fit into society? You know, with this rotten society that we have, it's a filthy. It's been turned into a sewer. Our country. So I think it's a reasonable response to say, look, whoa, I want to live my own life without having to join into this nonsense with the smiling politicians and the shiny suits and the gleaming white teeth celebrities talking bollocks and being asked their opinion on stuff with which they know little to nothing.
Well, here's the thing, Viv. I did. It did make me think of you and your position. When Restore came out, because my first kind of thought was like, I thought of, you know, someone like Viv who doesn't want to take any part of the system, is not interested in voting, not interested in taking part for your very good reasons. But I thought if there is someone to come along who may make you change your position, I wonder if it could be someone like Rupert Lowe. And if someone does come along and they make changes to the things you object to, you know, then maybe it's like, well, hold on a minute. Now I'm starting to feel that this is something that I want to be a part of and contribute to, and to, you know.
That's why I was interested in what Viv had to say, and it was the same with my neighbour. She doesn't vote and doesn't get involved in it. I was interested, so you know, I played the Rupert Lowe thing for her. But what was I going to say? Your comment on, or you said, you know, you come out of society, you're not really involved in society. So I see what you're bringing up there, but still the difference is you feel English. You go to the pub because that's the thing to do at the end of a Friday night, for instance, or you walk around and you pick up rubbish just because you think, oh, that looks dirty, I don't like that there, and you have a moan and you shout at the world about it, but you do it because you care about your country. It's just the common sensual part of it. It's that if I don't care where you come from, what you believe in, if you like the place you're at, you're going to respect it better. And if you don't like the place you're at, then you're not
what's the point? What's the point? It's a big world, you know. It's a big old world. You don't have to stay here. You know, I stay here by choice. And you're absolutely right. The reason I am outside of society is because I'm so disappointed, having grown up here, of how successive governments, successive waves of bureaucrats and a controlling class has changed this country, not for the better. If people are trying to make the place better in my very small way, I do try to make things better. I try to be polite and civil. I do pick up litter. I go to the pub because it's traditional. You know, I love the enough. But you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're still a proud Englishman, Viv.
Yeah, I wouldn't say proud, but I don't really go for pride, because that's a sin.
Yeah, okay. In a manner of speaking, you know what I mean.
I know. I don't want to. I don't want to. I forgot the phrase, but I get it.
So, you know, there's positive aspects of this country that you still believe in, whether they are prevalent these days or not, whether they've been eroded, but they're still, that, you know, the idea of them is still present there in your heart and your mind.
Personally.
And so I'm just thinking Rupert Lowe seems to me the sort of person who's going to take us back to those, or take us forward to those bring those back, make those more predominant, make those actually, you know, these are the values of this country and what we all kind of grew up to know and love about this country, the things that we're seeing being destroyed and disappeared in the last few years. He's planning on restoring them, hence the name. So
exactly.
So yeah, I'm saying if that starts to happen, then maybe it might rekindle some interest.
Yeah,
with regards to yourself and people like you who have just sort of disengaged for the most part.
Disengaged, and as I'm sure you can imagine and even know, I have been thinking about this.
Because I suppose really, to be black and white about it, there's only really two main reasons why people don't vote and don't want to get involved. Number one, I would say, is because you don't want to be a slave to anyone. So why would you vote for someone to be your leader? I
correct.
Understand. And then the other one is because you don't trust the system. So why would you vote for something you don't trust? So if one of those walls can come down, I think, you know, again, 2029 could be the biggest turnout for voting that we've had in, say, 100 years, just because one of those walls hopefully might come down. I saw some people talking about Rupert saying even this idea of returning to the Shires. So, you know, he's talking about restoring an England that none of us even come from or know of. This is a time almost backwards to us.
I know all about the Shires. In the sense of, I mean, for years before even the COVID coup and the assault on our liberties, I've always thought that the best way, if we want to talk about responsibility in a kind of democratic sense, and again, democracy has been so corroded and corrupted, if we want to bring back that engagement with the local, then we have to be local. You know, my bookshelf is full of stuff about being about locality. And part of the thing, walking around my small town, I see these huge potholes, and I think this is deliberate. They want to get cars off the road, and also it shows their contempt for the people who vote them into power. I'm talking about the council in this case. You know, so if we can go back to truly autonomous councils, not that are arms of a state octopus, then okay, bring it on. You know,
I mean, he said. Sorry, we've gone.
Oh, you got me started. But the next step is the monarchy, which, as we can see, is under pressure. I mean, look, I was really not surprised, but I just thought, God, this is typical. There didn't seem to be anything from Shrove Tuesday from the head of the Church of England.
Well said. Yeah.
Sausage fingers. But he's okay. He's okay giving out Ramadan best wishes. But why is he not talking about Shrove Tuesday, which is important for Christian people? You know, it's 40 days. It's when Jesus was in the desert and was, interestingly, tempted by Satan.
Yeah, he'll do the Ramadama ding dong, but not the proper Christian stuff that's over here.
Yeah, I know. I doubt very much he is a Christian anymore, to be honest with you. He totally turned his back on Christianity.
But he shouldn't be head of the church then.
No.
Well,
let's be bold enough to say, because I think again the Epstein files are commonly known now. These are Satanists. Let's not fudge this anymore. We know they're not Christians. They're not any of the religions we've heard of. They're the dark ones. You know, I think whatever your belief system is, or whatever you think of the world, this is actually genuinely a good versus evil. I know it shouldn't be that black and white, and you don't think it's that black and white, but I genuinely think it is. This is whatever we want to give an evil term to, and whatever we want to give a good term to is absolutely irrelevant. But they're certainly not Christians at this point in time, I think.
No, I mean we've said as much certain times over the last year we've been doing this, so that's kind of nothing new to us. But yeah, there does seem to be some validation coming through now. But just getting back to touching on what you said, Viv, about going back to the Shires. I mean, one of the first things in Rupert Lowe's one of his campaign videos, one of the first things he said is we want smaller government and lower taxes. And I'm like, yes, that's a good place to start. So yeah, that's definitely on the agenda, I think, with him. And just a kind of a side point, you mentioned potholes. That's something which I've noticed as well in my part of the world. It is the time of year when we get potholes appearing because of the nature of the weather. But I've noticed that potholes seem to be a lot worse this year than they have been previously.
Yeah.
And it may well have something to do with the local councils either not having money or not caring, or having ulterior motives. But another aspect to that, I think, is they're a lot worse is because there's so many electric vehicles on the road now, and electric vehicles are much
Oh,
heavier. They're much heavier
mm,
than combustion engine vehicles.
very
So,
good point. Very good point.
so I think this is just going to be the way it is from now on, which is,
Mm,
another another strike against electric vehicles. So it's just they're
mm,
just going to mash up the roads even more. They're just going to cost more money to maintain the roads, etc.,
mm,
etc. So that
mm.
was my little diversion there. But yeah.
Yeah, and another thing about this whole Shire idea, or this restoring Britain, this idea of going backwards to go forwards. Well, in the days of kings of old, the reason we had government and the reason they formed sort of lords and all these dignitaries that came up was because the king had to talk to the country, had to let the country, the peasants, know what was going on. So you have people on horseback that ride out to different places, come back to the king, get the orders, and then go back to the town, village, whatever it was, and relay. Well, and so my excitement in the idea of going back to the Shires is that, yes, we don't need big government. We now have a computer world, an AI world, where we don't need some dignitary to let us know what the king's orders, so to speak, are. We can all pop online, find out our own way. And so, this idea of going backwards to a more small community run happy euphoric kind of idea with modern technology. So it's not that we're going backwards to a time of Shires. We're going back to a time where it was better using today's technology. And I like this idea of, yes, this is why we won't need big government. We won't need all this bureaucracy. What's the point in bureaucracy when we all have the ability to pop onto a computer and find out what the morning's orders are, even if you want to pretend we're still slaves? We don't need any of these sort of structures that are put up to put a noose around our necks.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we don't really need central government. What are they doing? Starmer's barely here. He just flies around. He's a globalist. He's more interested in Davos. Then he said it. He's clearly said it. This country or Davos? Oh, Davos. Yeah. I mean, so Starmer needs to go. Starmer needs to come down. The legacy parties need to go. That's for sure. They've proved themselves to be enemies of the people. The church. The church needs to. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
But it's the people, isn't it? It's not so like. Even that, like going back to being proud of being British, I think I'm proud that we came up with the idea of Parliament. And I've often thought this, like last 10 years, I've been into American politics, and I've looked at America and I thought, oh yeah, that's actually a really good way of running things and being a Republican. But actually, again, we got to go back to saying, well, actually, Parliament was what we designed. Let's keep this. It was great. It was good. Let's just make it better, and also the people. So the way we make it better is we make sure people like that can never get in there again. Same as Christianity. I personally don't believe in God, but as I've said many times, I think this is a Christian country. I think our rules are Christian, and I think so. All these little aspects of moving forward futuristically, but looking back and going back to a time when it worked better for us all, and being proud of being English. English. We, as I said many times, we stopped slavery around the world. We brought the Industrial Revolution. We are a tiny little island of drunk football hooligans, and I love it. That's who we are. But let's make it a lot better. Let's make it a lot better.
Yeah, we're not really football hooligans anymore. We're not allowed to be football hooligans anymore.
I don't even like football. I don't know why.
I know what you mean. I mean, football is not your working man and woman's game anymore. You know,
Yeah, it used to be. That's what went wrong with it. It became
I know.
ruined by money. It used to be back in the day. You'd have the fans go and watch the team on a Saturday afternoon, and then after the match, they'd be in the pub with the players having a pint because they would be the same people.
Same as politicians. They used to be. I don't think you used to get paid as a politician. It was a part-time extra part of your job, and you would be down the local pub with the boys, finding out what needed to be talked about in Parliament, sort of thing.
Because they were the same people, but now they're not. Now they're just so detached, and they're set aside, and they think they're above everyone.
It's got to go. It's got to go. Professional politicians have got to go. I mean, councillors didn't.
Sorry for interrupting, but
you're good.
Really important part of democracy. It's by the people, of the people, for the people, by the people, but it's of the people. You know, to me that's the important bit. It has to be representatives of the people, not these rich twats.
Sorry. Hold on a minute. Say that again. It's
a government, a government for the people, by the people, of the people. Is that right?
No, I don't think that is quite right.
It's similar. It's a government of
for the people.
So I think I remember seeing something about.
No, I
this.
think that is it. I'm going to look it up. Go on.
Government by the people, for the people, but I'm not sure of the people. I'm not sure if that's in there. Government of the people, by the people, for. Okay, yeah.
Well, it would be good if it was of the people. In other words,
that's what government is, isn't it? I mean, any government is of the people, isn't it?
No.
That to me is the important part of democracy. There's those three terms, and they're to be argued, they're all as important as each other. But I think that last bit, or the first bit, or wherever it is in that saying is that because you have to be of the people, so you have to have regular IQ people as well as. No, maybe I forget that little bit, but
of the people means they come from the people. In other words,
government of the people can also mean it's the people you are governing who are being governed. You know.
Ooh.
Well, and that when we look into
it's the governing of the people. It's the painting of the wall. It's the driving of the car in that context. You know.
Okay,
well, that's what you've posted it to now,
semantics, but I get your point. Yep.
The only reason I bring this up because I remember seeing something where this was changed because here you go because there's something about this, the wording of it. I think it was the Constitution was changed, where it was all to do with this the Republic being turned into a corporation. And they made some very small changes to the wording of the Constitution, which enabled that to happen.
Right.
We're talking about the United States system.
Here you go. Yeah. Abraham Lincoln, government of the people, by the people, for the people.
Okay.
So the first one is of the people, then.
Of the people, yes. I guess government of the people means that the context in which I said. The people who are being governed. The people are being governed.
No. I'll go back to my original because I'm sure we were taught this in the army, but no, it's meant to be that. Again, these were four people from England that wanted to turn away from the English kings and come up with a new way of. But I think that first prominent of the people means it has to be taken from the people around you, the citizens around you.
This is a quote from Abraham Lincoln.
And it specifically says that that's not what it means. Oh, sorry.
No, It doesn't specifically say that. I'm just sort of questioning it. That's all. But I think in this context, government of the people is, the government of the people. It's the people's government. It's, it's like I said, it's like the painting of a wall, the driving of a car. It's the act of governing the people, rather than the people, the government being of the people.
Okay. Sorry. I do see.
It's a bit confusing, but
well, in the sense that the people govern themselves. That's what I'm thinking. But you're saying it doesn't quite mean that. Yeah.
The government being constituted of people from of the people that are being governed are the same people who are the government.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
That's
buy that.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it means. I think it basically means just the people being governed. That's all.
Okay. I
You know?
want less government. I don't want
Yes.
any government actually, but
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
Well, we need some kind of administrative framework in place.
Yeah, well, we can
Yeah,
do that on
it has to be
on a
based-
local level
it has to be-
that suits local people.
Yeah, I mean, but we also need some kind of foreign interaction as well. We need something to deal with other countries on the world
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah,
We do need that, but it needs to be completely pared back. It needs to be completely accountable, absolutely transparent, for sure, and should
Yeah.
not be wasteful. It should not be a vehicle to make money.
yeah,
Yeah,
For
and
the
it's like the
individuals.
NHS. I think we'll all agree the NHS is a ridiculous waste of oxygen, but
Huge.
we don't want to get rid of it. Again, it's a great part of British history. We came up with the idea of the NHS, a free point of call service. Instead of getting rid of our history, we just need to remember what's crap about it, or what we did to it to make it crap, take it back to where it was good, and use all today's technology to just make it better instead of almost we almost live in the past.
Yeah, the NHS is an incredible idea. It's just become so misused, and it's just completely lost its way massively.
Yeah.
It's been really misused and maltreated and politicized and everything else. It's just become an absolute mess. But still, the core idea of it could still be good. And if I feel buoyed and encouraged by the Restore Britain thing. But when I look at it, kind of take off the rose-tinted glasses, I kind of think, is he ever going to get there? Is this ever going to come to fruition? Because he's just going to be up against so much to get all this through. But if he did, it would transform the NHS. It would transform the housing crisis. It would transform so much about this country, about society for the better.
it's a big hill to climb.
It's almost inconceivably too big.
The world's changing, mate. The world is changing.
Yeah.
Good or worse, good or bad, but
I'm not saying it's impossible, and you never know what's around the corner. So yeah, I mean, there could be unseen influences yet to come, which could change a hell of a lot of things. I mean, one of the royal family has just been arrested. When was the last time that happened?
Yeah.
When was the last time that happened?
I was going to lean on Viv for something like that. Yeah, because it's got to. So who was the last monarch or part of the royal family that was arrested? Are we going all the way back to
Henry VIII, maybe?
Henry VIII. That's what I was going to say.
No. The English Civil War. Not only was Charles I arrested, but he was executed.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Charles I. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
he was executed.
Charles I. So what sort of time?
Still talking 500 years, though.
Is that about sort of 1648? I think around then.
Time ago, right?
Yeah, but it was a revolution in the sense, but also it had problems because Parliament assumed supreme control. Have you seen? Go onto any government website. Have you seen what the change they've made? Have you seen this?
For what?
A change on what?
On when it used to read, her HM UK government would be on every website.
Yes, all right. Yeah.
In the last few weeks, it now reads UK government.
You're kidding me.
No, mate.
Oh, mate, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
And so that is essentially what the parliamentarians in the Civil War, who won for a while, they wanted to do. They got rid of the monarchy, and so Parliament reigned supreme.
Wow.
So think about that. Think about that. What they've just done in the last few weeks.
That's what I was thinking, because you can't legally take it away from the royal with the royal stamp. So again, have you just looked into saying that we didn't realise that they have already got rid of the royal family? I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but from a statistic or from a written down point of view, why have they removed HM?
Well, Parliament reigns supreme. Don't know. The new Cromwell is Starmer the new Cromwell? Don't know, mate.
We have
he's not a new
civil war.
Cromwell.
We have civil war rules that I think still sort of stop that being able to happen. I don't know.
Starmer just doesn't have the power to be a Cromwell. He is just a shallow, empty puppet.
I know. He's a bureaucrat. Yeah.
He's nothing. I was reading I was watching is it the Lotus Eaters, Carl Benjamin, his podcast, and they were talking all about after the Restore Britain launch, and they were talking all about it, and they were kind of saying that Starmer will probably be ordered to, because if Restore Britain and Rupert Lowe start gaining momentum and traction, and this could be a massive problem for all of them, and Starmer may be forced, he may be ordered by his bosses to call an election, which will be the death of him. That'll be the end of his political career, but he will be ordered to do it so they can get their next puppet in to try and forestall the Restore Britain momentum, to give them a bit more time, So we may still see Starmer calling an election. As much as it seems like that's the last thing he would want. It's not about what he wants, because he hasn't got any say or any power, because he's just following orders.
If for sure. I mean,
if all three of us are the head of the deep state, how does that help us? Whether Starmer's in or out, how does that help us?
Ammunition, I suppose, to a certain extent, and also optics as well with the public, because this really is about waking up the people, because that I think that's a big part of where the Restore is going.
Okay, then to look at it, who have they? And I'm not trying to be a twat here. I'm being honest. Like, who have they got that you think that could change the public's view on Labour at the moment?
Well, from my point of view, nobody, because I'm too cynical. But there are people who still have some credibility in the true believers, in the eyes of the true believers. Angela Rayner, she still has, although she's a tax fraud or whatever it is that she got found guilty of. She still has a lot of credibility within the party, apparently.
No, but but forget the party. It's the public. I think you're underestimating the public. And I don't mean, again, I'm not. I just think.
But this is what I'm saying, that they can get rid of Starmer. Starmer's done anyway. Nobody likes him. Everybody knows that. So they'll be looking for someone else to get in to try and turn over a new leaf. But like you say, the public is already they underestimate the public. So it's kind of optics. It's like they've got to wheel the next person out, kind of thinking maybe, okay, this will give us a fresh start, when it won't really. So it will just be another step forward on the path we're on.
Yeah, Angela Rayner or Wes Streeting, those are the two that are mentioned at the moment.
A few others, Miliband, which would be an absolute disaster. Don't say. Of course, Burnham might still be in the running, although Starmer blocked him. But
don't say Khan.
Oh, no, yeah, no. Well, he would love to. That's his ambition for sure. Yeah.
No, so, yeah. I don't think, well, I mean, personally, I don't even think the puppet masters are in charge anymore. But let's pretend they are. I don't think, it's close to. It's the same as it was in America with Trump the first time. The only thing that was going to stop what was happening was a world war, and I think the Democrats tried everything to push that, because there was. Jeb Bush, there was no one better than him, and it was Jeb Bush, and that they didn't have anyone that could rebirth anything, and they wheeled old Joe Biden in to just cover, because they knew they were screwed. So they put all their effort in starting a world war. So come back to us. I think it's gone beyond puppet masters and and people that can be wheeled out. I genuinely believe Starmer is the one that was wheeled out. He is the Joe Biden idiot. He's not as clever as we think he is, and possibly the strings have been cut in as much as they have no power anymore. They don't know what to do. They're all running around like headless chickens.
But if he gets chucked out or he can't carry on for whatever reason, they're going to have to find someone to replace him. They can't just vacate the leadership, can they? They're going to have to find someone to put in there.
They're so dim and useless that they will choose someone like Rayner. I mean, they haven't had a female leader for a start, so they'll want a female leader. They haven't had a minority either, so. They might go for Khan, they might go for Rayner, there might be someone we don't know. But
Lammy even?
Lammy?
They can't be that
oh, no,
stupid.
Please. No. No.
Well, that would be peak DEI, wouldn't it? That would be absolute peak DEI.
Actually, yeah, that's the point, isn't it? The Labour Party is dead. They've lost their core constituency. They lost it in the whole red wall business. There are people in the mining villages in the north and the northeast who are not going to vote Labour again, who will go for one of the new parties. To restore Labour is going to be impossible. To get back to the old Labour Party, they could choose Paul Embry, but they won't. They could choose Blue Labour, but Blue Labour might bring them back. But don't know. They won't choose Paul Embry. It's not happening. No.
They'll never do that. It's too sensitive.
No.
Last year, I said the 2029 election will be between Reform and someone we haven't even heard of, and I still stick by what I said last year. And now I know who it's going to be. It's Restore. Trust. It's not. I think you're underestimating people, or the death of the deep state, or Q. But I don't think Labour are even in the stand. I don't think Conservatives are even in the stand. I don't think Greens will even be talked about. I don't think.
Hang on.
Hang on. Yeah, I disagree with you there, Fordy. I don't think it's that clear cut.
Greens.
The Greens are taking.
The Greens maybe they'll be the replacement to Labour. Actually,
you can have coalitions forming. You'll have if it looks like Restore are actually going to win, they will be so desperate. You will probably get like the Tories, Labour. You'll get all of them forming a coalition just to keep Restore out. I think that's how bad it could get. I mean, that's what happened in Germany with the AfD. You had all of the opposition parties forming a coalition just to keep AfD out because they were going to win.
The first arrest will trigger the downfall. We've just had the arrest. The first arrest will trigger a downfall.
That could be anything. Who's the first arrest? We've had loads of arrests already.
Andrew.
No, a royal member. It's never the significance of a ex-royal member being arrested.
Yeah, it's not the first arrest though, is it? It's not the first arrest.
For this, of this let's say that this is. Then all I meant by this is we're going to have a domino.
We'll trigger mass population awakening. That was the line, wasn't it? The first arrest.
Yeah,
we'll trigger mass population awakening.
Like how many of these? We all three have pretty much agreed most of the things. So, how many of these politicians do you think are going to be around in 2029? The Epstein files are literally only 2 weeks, and people have already found all sorts of stuff from all sorts of people. And again, please tell me if I'm getting too excited. But call me down. But I genuinely am. I'm sat here with a glass and me whiskey and some distilled water, and I'm enjoying it because I really do think this is the end. It's a done deal. Whatever. It's now just talking about how we make things better. I think
I would love for that to be true, but we've been rug pulled so many times now that I'm just I'm reluctant to stand on any rug right now. I just want
the amount of mainstream media things that are saying, "Oh my God, QAnon were talking about this ages ago," and I know that's not what it's called, but like again. I've realised I said that way, and I think Bron said it as well. Q, all it was was to get people involved in it, get people talking. And what that's done is we've got all these timestamps that people are going to go looking back, all those channels that were banned, all the videos that were done in 2017, 18, 19 and 20 that spoke about Epstein, that spoke about the stuff, all of the stuff that's all in the Epstein files. And so when people now are going through it, they're actually, they do their research and they find themselves finding Q just because that was the first people that talked about Pizzagate. Everyone is talking about the QAnon bit about Pizzagate. So what I mean is, the Q project or the Q thing, all it was to get videos, get talking, get timestamps, get things for now in 2026 for people to go back to and go, oh my God, I just finished watching something about Mel Gibson and the Passion of the Christ, and they were saying, oh my God, he was in the interview after, he was telling everyone how Hollywood was run, and they're like, oh my God, he told us back in 2017, and I'm like, yep. I can see that it's going to be so much easier for these people to see what was going on.
Yeah. I mean, we're in definitely uncharted territory here. There's been a massive shift, and it's really difficult to say to kind of predict anything. Where exactly this is going to go. We can hopefully hope it will go a certain way that we're talking about. We can't say. We don't know how long it's going to take. It could take down. It could completely change the landscape, or it could completely not. But yeah, it's.
I wait for this whole suicide weekend. I think we're on the cusp of it. The amount of CEOs that have just stepped down in the last 2 weeks, the amount of people that have just upped and left and legged it out of America. I think we're talking in the hundreds now of people that have stood down.
Well, there's also talk of this like the midterms coming up in the USA, some elections, and the importance of those, and how the Trump needs to get this SAVE Act passed to ensure that everything's above board with regards to the elections. And there's talk about the filibuster and the Democrats doing this and doing that and trying to stop it for this reason, for that reason. And there's talk about how I can't remember who it was now. Someone saying that Trump has some information that he may release very soon, showing foreign involvement, foreign interference, which could actually break the result, which could break this whole Democrat resistance, because there'll be irrefutable evidence. So that could have a massive effect on the whole situation as well. Because if he does get a big enough majority after the midterms in both the houses, then he'll be unstoppable. He'll just be able to pretty much do anything he wants.
Can he serve a third term? I'm not clear on this.
There are. I think that there are ways. Yes, I mean, well, people say that this is his third term. Okay, because he didn't lose against Biden in 2020. Okay, that's just whatever. But yeah, there are technicalities where he could do that. One of them is if after this term you have another Republican who runs as the for the presidency, and Trump runs as the vice president, and if they win, then the person who ran as the president can step down, and then Trump can take over as the vice president. That is a technical way it could happen, but there may be other ways. I don't know.
Well, as I said earlier, the last member of the royal family to be arrested was King Charles I.
It was Charles I. So that's
yeah.
That's
Oh yeah. As I said, it was 1647 amidst the English Civil War upheaval.
So and what was he actually arrested for?
Treason.
It was treason, right? Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about 400 years ago.
450 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, around 450 years. Yeah.
I mean, that is momentous. That's momentous. That the amount of time. So yeah, so we now have a member of the royal family arrested for the first time in almost half a millennia.
Mhm.
Pretty big.
That is no small. That is no small thing at all. That is huge.
Mm.
That is massive.
Oh yeah.
And they're not even, well, yes, they are, but they're not really talking about the Epstein files. They're actually talking about the whole treason thing with money and taking bribes and this, that, and the other, and sharing information. So, like, they're going the full whack on him. I shared that picture of him in the back of the car.
Oh
You know,
yeah, amazing. That's
Was that him?
amazing.
Is that a recent picture? That's a picture from today, is it?
he was just
Yeah.
released. He was just released from Nick, and that's him driving out of Nick just about half an hour before we started.
It's one of the defining images. It will be. It most certainly will be.
Well, I mean, the reasons they've given for his arrest, that's just for public consumption. You know, you can guess there's way much more going on below the surface here with this.
Yeah. And as a numbers man, are you aware of like the fact that it was his 66th birthday today? They sent six police cars over. There was what was the six? There was loads of sixes, as if it was like we're showing the bad people you're not untouchable. I don't know. Again, I'm making up my own little stories. That's it's not. I've got no proof of that. I like numbers, but there's a lot of sixes. But forget the numbers. The fact that they arrested him on the morning of his 66th birthday, just on
his birthday is a statement. Arresting him on his birthday, just to begin with. That's kind of like, oh, that's harsh.
How many people in the seedy, disgusting world that they all live in are below him in status that have now just gone, oh fuck.
He will be singing like a bird, the proverbial bird, no doubt about it.
As I say, I think that's the first arrest will trigger a problematic, whatever what last line was.
Yeah,
I think
mass population awakening. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I've kind of gotten tired of all those.
I know. Yeah.
Been trotted out so many times now. It is what it is, and it will be what it will be. But it's
actually like me. You listen to what's his name, DEFCON 0, and I like his approach. Like that was yesterday's news. Let's just deal with today and what's going on here. And you're right. So yeah, I'm saying you're right. I like to because it was a crazy time getting into the queue things. But yes, that time is definitely done, and I do get bored with all the things that come out about it still. But.
So yeah, there's must be something else that's been going on.
It's been loads, absolutely loads. And so, what else is there then?
Is it time for Vivs Bookshelf yet?
Oh god.
So Viv, what you been reading this week?
I've just been I've been reading this bloke called Robert Aikman, who writes short, weird stories. That's it. I've just got obsessed with him. I read them when they came out, and they were republished in 2014, and I'm reading them again. So yeah, nothing much really. Just going through that. But I've been writing a lot. I've been writing short stories. I've written 3. I've written 3 so far. I've got another one coming up.
Is that on your Substack, Viv? You put
yeah, it is. Yeah.
So this what's the name of that? The guy you mentioned, Robert Aikman, did you say?
Robert Aikman. Yeah.
And what's the name of the book?
Well, they're short stories. They've got various names. There's 5 of them actually. A collection of 5.
Oh, I see. It's not all one book. It's not one book. Right.
It's 5 books of short stories. Yeah, he didn't really write much in the way of long form novels or whatever.
Is there a theme? Is it sort of
the theme
or sci-fi?
It's horror, but not the sort of horror that involves violence, chopping people up. There is a bit of that, but no, mostly it's domestic horror, psychological horror. It's just really strangeness. He's basically he's saying that despite what we've been told since the Enlightenment. The world is not rational. Humans are not rational. And the attempt to impose rationality will bring deep problems. It's a bit like an earlier writer called M.R. James, who wrote ghost stories. It's always the rationalist who encounters something that disturbs his dry academic thoughts of it's an ordered world, it's a scientific world, so it's really fascinating to find that people who are writing that, who are saying that no, it's a weird chaotic world and the past bleeds through and strange things occur that we can't, that look, essentially the mystery is more important than the answer. So he doesn't give answers. He doesn't give answers. It's a mystery. It's all a mystery. And you're reading his stories and you think, well, what actually happened there? I'm not quite sure. So I'm taking inspiration for that for my own writing, to be honest.
All right. Okay. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, he's very good. I really recommend.
It certainly is not an ordered world. It certainly is a chaotic world.
Yeah, I know. I recommend it. It's available online to read. It's called The Hospice. That's like a key story by him.
All right.
Very funny as well. Very, very amusing. But what the hell? What's going on?
I don't know where you find all these obscure authors.
I know. I don't. I'm not sure myself.
You're tuned into some weird, obscure wavelength, I think.
I think I am. I mean,
these involuntary downloads from somewhere. They just pop into your head, don't they?
I just really think so. I was thinking about this the other day. Thinking. I think partly because I don't watch television. I've always read, but I've watched sort of mysterious films ever since a kid. Strange films, and it's kind of it's given me ideas about the world that are maybe a bit different to other people. I mean, people who believe in materialism and science, they'll say it's an ordered world. Science explains it, and I'm thinking to myself, how does this explain that I saw myself and Louise or Jack Black Shark on the road? What the hell was that? Someone please explain what that was that we saw running across the road. Things like that, little things like that. I'm not saying I'm mystical, channeling anything. It's just that the world is weird as hell.
Yeah, I think people who say it's an ordered world actually mean they want it to be an ordered world. It doesn't actually mean it is.
Exactly.
That's just their desire, what they want it to be, but it's not
exactly.
And
when they tried.
They're trying to impose it upon it. That's all.
I was going to say that when they want to impose some kind of order, and it's their order.
Yeah,
it's not the order of the world, which acts kind of chaotically, almost without reason.
Well, I mean, we do that naturally anyway. We do that naturally. We don't have a choice. It's a survival mechanism of our senses living in this world. We have to order things. To be able to survive in this existence, I think.
Of course,
it happens without without us actually consciously doing it.
Of course,
I think you are to books as I am to visual stimuli. I watch the craziest things on YouTube, and I think to myself sometimes, why did you even watch that? That was mental. It'll be, and I can go from 12th century Belgium to something to domino. I was watching dominoes fall over, and I think you are to books as I am to visual. And that's probably where the three of us actually get on. We are interested in the more crazier aspects of life.
Yeah, the what you might call esoteric, or the things that are outside the what we're told is the mainstream reality. What we're told is reality.
That's where the interesting stuff is.
Yeah,
we are literal merry men. We are that embodiment of merry men. We are that.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's Vivs Bookshelf for this week.
There we go.
Oh, and honestly, especially with the whole Shire thing, you've got to get into Lord of the Rings. It's
I
like I
know.
think the universe is telling you to.
Oh, well, I know. You're right. You are right, and it told me at Christmas. I have been, I've gone down another road, but you know, on the, once that road has been explored, yeah, it's certainly it's in the kitchen, which is kind of often my reading room. It's there. It's sitting there. Unfortunately, other books have arrived. What do? I don't know. The Rape of the Mind has arrived. I'm thinking, oh God, that looks good. About mind control over the years. I'm thinking, oh yes, I like the book of that. I just need to be put in prison for about 5 years with a load of books. No distractions, no telly.
You are that guy off of that Twilight Zone episode. Burgess Meredith played him, I think. He was only interested in reading. That's all he wanted to do, and all he wanted was just a quiet place to read a book, and he just kept getting bothered by everyone, and he just wanted to be away from it all. And then he just so happens to survive a nuclear strike, and he's the only one living. And he finds the local library, and he's like so happy because he's got all these books to read. And he's just on his own, right? And then the twist at the end is he's walking down the steps at the end, and he trips, and his glasses fall off and break. So he can't read anymore.
Love it. Love the Twilight Zone as well. That's fantastic. Do you remember the one with William Shatner with the thing on the wing?
The Gremlins. Yeah, fantastic.
Have you seen that? 4D. Have you seen that?
On who?
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
Very old. Black and white.
William Shatner. On who?
Shatner. William Shatner plays.
He's
don't worry.
William Shatner plays just a passenger on an airline. He's scared of flying, and it hits a storm, and he looks out the window, and it seems to be something on the wing. What is going on? And that's basically the story.
Yeah, it's ripping bits out of the engine, and he's like, "Oh, look, there's a gremlin out there." Yeah. And then when everybody looks out the window, they don't see anything. They think he's going crazy.
It's another one where I don't think I ever saw a single episode of Twilight Zone.
I recently downloaded them all. Because they used to be showed on TV, and I used to watch them a few years back now. But I never saw all of them, so I thought I've got to get all of those. So I downloaded them, so I've got them all now. I've just got
I don't know if I was too young for it, or if it was banned from my household. I can't really remember.
Well,
but I don't
it
remember.
wasn't. It was. We talking, I think, kind of late 50s, early 60s, 60s when it first came out. It was showed on British television. Later on. I think in the kind of 80s, I think they probably started showing it, but it didn't really, it wasn't really kind of primetime viewing, it's kind of more late night BBC Two type stuff,
It's just perfect.
It's when we're a little bit older, but
I think so. It's perfect late time viewing, really. I mean, it's just kind of, what can you call it? It's just weird stories, really.
It's weird, yeah. Some of it's sci-fi, some of it's a bit, it's just weird. It's just off, kind of like twisted tales sort of thing. Unexpected. Another one which kind of which was in the same vein was The Outer Limits. That was quite good as well.
Oh yeah.
So I'm looking forward to getting around to watching all those at some point or another.
Yeah.
Rod Serling.
Yeah, everyone knows.
Get onto the Twilight Zone. That's my fault, wasn't it? Viv. Your comparison to Viv.
Sorry about that, but yeah.
Most of the time, we live in a Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Most certainly.
Well, what else was there going on in the world though in the last couple of weeks? Because we've kind of done the big ones. Go on.
Well, we've got things heating up with Iran, haven't we? US probably going to attack Iran sometime pretty soon.
Yeah.
By the looks of it, we've got the supposed peace negotiations for Russia Ukraine going on in, where is that meant to be going on, in Switzerland? Is it Geneva, somewhere like that?
Yeah, and again, Europe's been kind of sidestepped out of that one, haven't they?
Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, who cares about Europe? Screw them.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
Silver again, because I like me Silver, so I look into it a lot. But that's been crazy the last week, and I see today it's been going down, and I see today it's now looks like it's going on an upward thing. It's back up to 58, 50, 59, 58. I think it was up to earlier, but it's gone all the way down to 54.
Right, yeah. Now. I mean, if it drops below 50, I might buy a bit more. Yeah, I think kind of crypto's sort of dropped down as well. Bitcoin has dropped right down, I think, as well.
So they're still going down, right?
Yeah.
The gold, silver, or the precious metals market is it's another aspect of craziness. It's the world. When you look at the scales and the graphs, nothing's been as crazy as it's been the last year. No. Crypto as well. Crypto's been doing big jumps, that it doesn't normally do. The whole system's falling.
Yeah, they've reached highs, haven't they? I mean, they haven't stayed there, but they've kind of reached high peaks.
Mm.
So yeah, all the uncertainty.
Loads of things been happening.
Yeah, so many things. I can't think of anything.
There's been a lot of murders, attacks, increasing number.
Of what?
A lot of murders, attacks, increasing number of these attacks, assaults, murders, weird shit going on.
Yeah.
And I can't remember in this country or in this
country. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone was saying that attacks on churches is up something like 500% or something.
It's not as bad as France though, but yeah, for sure.
But all the mosques are protected with millions of pounds worth of protection, but the churches are actually the ones getting attacked at the moment.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's how it is. Oh yeah, of course. There was those mass shootings, wasn't there? There was the one at the hockey game, that transgender. Yep. What's with all the transgenders going on shooting sprees now? What's going on with that?
It's extraordinary. It's very interesting, and somebody needs to explore why this is occurring.
Yeah, what is happening with that? Why is every mass shooting now transgender?
Because I think a lot of it is to do with. See, this is really difficult as well. It's another big aspect of the world that's gone. They put people into a situation where it was do or die, and a lot of these people have maybe. I've got to really. It's not that I'm trying to be careful either. It's just that it's the truth behind it. They've ruined some people's minds. You imagine. You imagine, Bronze, that you from the age of 13, when you just went through puberty, that you truly believed, truly, honestly believed you were born in the wrong body, and you did everything you possibly could to change yourself and fit in. Now, and remember, you're not a confident person. That's the other downside to all of these situations. Is that you're not confident, so you're just trying to fit in. You're not crazy, really. You just want to get by, and you've got a few mixed up feelings and this, that, and the other. And then you're in today's world, 2026, where you're being forced to. On both sides of the argument, people are saying, transgenders are fucking disgusting, it's horrible, you all should be burnt. And on the other side, they're saying, women and men, that's not true, there's 20 billion genders. No one's just calmly saying, these are people's lives, I think. And I know why I'm taking them in. I know you know why.
That's really well said, actually. These are people's lives. These are people.
It is, and I'm not trying to say that I feel sorry for the person that just shot people. I don't, but I do feel sorry for the situation. This is possibly, and I don't know anything about the person, but I'm sure that's someone that was so lost, so confused that, And also I feel like I have a little bit of waylay in it. I have tried to kill myself. I did get to the point where I thought the only way out was to off myself. To get to that place, you have to be in a really, really dark place. And like I say, I'm not defending anyone, and certainly not that person. But this is why we've got to get back control of our world, our countries, our societies, our little groups of people, because we've really fucked up the society where he, she, whatever, went out there and thought my only way around this is to go in and kill innocent people. It's
not just innocent people. He killed his own family, or
Yeah,
he killed his own son and his own wife.
But he probably actually loved somehow, somewhere in his brain, he loved those. They were close to him.
Yeah, but he also did it. He also did it at a hockey match that his other son was playing in. I mean, it's like just, you know, where does that kind of craziness, that level of craziness come from?
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yeah. That is insanity. Regardless of the transgender thing, that is insanity to do that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's a kind of self-hatred, because it's also, he kills himself, and some of them, we're talking about suicide by cop as well. Some of them just want to be killed by the police. It's very odd. It's horrible. It's terrible. It's also like a need for celebrity. Look at me. I'm important. Well, there's 80 billion. There's 8 billion people on the planet. Yeah, of course, nobody's that important in that sense.
But if someone had said to me that, you know, I openly say that I've got PTSD, I've got other mental health problems, and I still get help for some of the mental health problems that I've got. If someone had said to me that my mental health problems were real and that I should have, so like, for instance, I suppose although you can't do that, but I had flashbacks. So I remember when it first happened. I remember, I don't know if it was actual visual, but in my brain, I thought there was snipers on this building, and I started ducking and I wet myself. If I'd gone to a doctor and the doctor said, "Oh no, that, you know, those snipers were there. You're lucky you ducked, and we've got to help you understand those visions were real." You know, you can only begin to understand the damage that would have done to me. And I don't mean this to any disrespect to anyone, but you're not trapped in the wrong body. It's and if you do feel that way, it's not to say that you're bad or you've got something mentally wrong with you, but you do have a mental health condition. You haven't got a healthy mind. You don't need to take that as that I think you're mental. I don't think you're mental. Anyone's mental. As mental as I am, and I think I'm pretty stable, so don't worry. But you just need help to deal with your situation. It's the same with all of these mental health problems. It's not the problem. It's what's wrong with you that's the problem.
Well, it's also it's so unclear that the
motivation,
whole the whole terrain of it. You know, it's become politicized for a start. It's been all wrapped up in this kind of you know, pride's LGBT blah blah blah, which is like a really bad thing for a start. Okay, that has really politicized it, which I think is wrong, because it sets people off in the wrong direction with that. But also there's so many levels on it. You know, it's obviously, if you have a child, that child should not be encouraged in any way, shape or form to you know, should not be pushed into that path until they're old enough to understand for themselves, until they're adults, you know.
And
they should not be encouraged into taking drugs or into having surgery, or, you know, even being coerced down that path. It's like, okay, well, that's what you feel now. Okay, fine. But, you know, just you know, see what happens. I'm not going to say you're right, and we're gonna indulge you in that. So kids, basically leave the kids alone completely.
Yeah, well said. That's all it is. Right? Well said.
That's the first thing. Absolutely. Do not engage with this stuff with kids at all until they're old enough to really make up their own minds for these things. And adult people, you have to take them on a one-by-one basis. I think, you know, it's like Viv, you've mentioned some of them do. For some of them it is a fetish. For the men, it's the autogynephilia. They get turned on by dressing up in women's clothing and pretending they're women. You have
Yeah.
men
and does that matter? And does that matter?
well,
As long-
yeah,
No.
but if it has,
That's
if
right,
it
it
has
does.
I suppose
It
not
doesn't.
really.
It doesn't matter.
But if it affects other people,
That's right, and that's all we ask, and that's the same for anything.
So
You know,
I mean, but you have men who now say identify as women, and they kind of get sachets of like ketchup and stuff and stick it up their arse and pretend they're having a period.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
a real thing. I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah.
is
Yeah.
insanity. I'm sorry, but that is insane. Okay,
that's
Yeah.
the part of when we go back to this shooter. She, whatever, is just one of those. I've got a friend who, and I'm not trying to, who's different. She felt like that since she was born, almost, and also there will always be, as I've always said, there'll always be gay people and lesbian people and people that want to dress the other gender. As long as it's not pushed on anyone else, it doesn't really matter. As long as it makes your life happy. If you want to. People colour their hair because they feel more confident having blue hair. If that's what you want to do, as long as you're not forcing a child to colour their hair blue, it's cool. It's it's kind of the same
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
I do worry about people like my friend, because there was a time when it was so small, because it is such a small thing, that people like my friend just went through the world. No one gave a rat's ass about her. No one even noticed her, to be honest. And then the whole pride thing came up, and the whole LGBTQ, and suddenly, as I said before, everyone's eyes were on them, and we got to lift them up and lift them up. The problem with that is it's going to fall down after that. So why I get worried at the moment is everyone gets tarnished with the same brush now. All these trans people are mental, all of them are shooters. No, it's unfortunately just the ones that have been swept up into this bullshit by the mainstream media that were neither, they didn't even think that. There might even be, bless them, there'll be a lot of them that are what do you call it, autistic, and have just been dragged down that because
Yeah.
Another thing, I mean, with relation to what you just said there about basically kind of raising the profile of these people and putting them in the spotlight in a way to try and gain acceptance, I suppose, on the face of it. But there have always been mass shootings, okay, but it's only recently that almost all of them recently have turned out to be transgender. That never used to be the case. You've had people doing shootings previously, but they were never transgender, were they?
Is it at all possible? I know. Is it at all possible? No, they weren't. Is it possible that it hasn't really worked for them? And
yes,
this is
of course.
essentially extreme
frustration. If it had worked, mate, they wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's the whole LGBTQ, blah 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 blah, all of that stuff. This has really affected people of that nature in such a way that it's completely set them off into the wrong place, in my opinion. With the wrong ideas, wrong attitude, it's completely, it's really been a bad thing for these type of people. Because it's really taken advantage of their vulnerability, their insecurity, their lack of a lack of confidence, I guess, and it's kind of emboldened them to say, no, you are this is you are this, when they are not really that, and they go off on this other track, which is really not a good path to be on, and it quite often will end up in bad places.
And we had that mass stabbing in our school as well, didn't we?
I know.
Whatever the mental health condition of the person doing it is, it's really irrelevant. It's becoming more and more prevalent because we've let the youngsters down. They're all crying out for notice, to be noticed, and that's not how to get noticed.
It's education. It's a sign of society. It's liberalism. It's wokeism. It's this whole thing that we've is been taken over our society over the last, whatever it is, 20, 25 years. And standards are just dropping. Standards everywhere are just dropping.
It's not about and it used to be about live and let live, and we've spoken many times about this. Particularly in, say, a British society, there are men who have always dressed up as women. Women have always dressed up as men. Some of them for the whole of their lives, others for the weekend. And because we're a tolerant society, this has been accepted. Maybe there's a bit of mockery, maybe, but generally, yeah. You used to see people all the time. I wouldn't say all the time, but occasionally, dressed like, really a bit like the Queen Mother, walking around shopping insane in Marks and Spencer's. A bloke choosing the most plain, weird dresses that you could think of. Just and you think, yeah, okay, cool, good for you. Do your own thing, mate. Now it's different. You've got to validate yourself. This is your true identity. But what is our identity really? How much of our identity is real? How much of it is it formed by the society and the water in which we swim, like fish? To find your true self, that's probably impossible in the modern world, because we're subject to so much, especially from the mass media. And it's also subject to messages that there's something wrong with you. We'll tell you what, and a woman, oh, you need to do this to beautify yourself. For a man, oh, you need to be metrosexual. No, you don't. You need to be masculine. No, you don't. You need to be this or that. How to be yourself? Very difficult, isn't it?
Well, it's not a material thing. It's not what clothes you wear, or whether or not how you wear your hair, or whether or not you wear makeup is not going to define. It's not going to define who you are, right? it's that that is such a superficial thing. But the basic fact is there's something wrong with all of us. All of us have something wrong with us,
of course,
to a greater or lesser extent. So it's so finding your true self is a spiritual endeavor. It's not a physical or material endeavor. It's not going to be solved by wearing certain clothes. Definitely. So I mean, hardly anybody knows himself, really.
Yeah. No.
So
exactly.
But yeah,
changing the exterior is not going to change the interior, is it?
Yeah, and the interior is what really counts. That's where it's all happening,
Yeah, totally. That's where all the action happens.
So I mean, you can feel like you're a woman living in a man's body, but whatever you wear that's not really going to make any difference to that, is it? You're still going to feel that way, whether you wear men's clothes or women's clothes.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's a superficial thing. Yeah. It may make you feel.
It's coming to terms with that thing that you feel within.
Yeah. But
and
I mean, I think certain new definitions.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, there's this whole argument about, men in women's sports. Okay, men who identify as women who would then want to compete in women's sports, or they want to use women's bathrooms and such and such and such. I really think that that there has to be with regards to sport, why not just have a category for trans people?
Yeah, of course.
It's been proven. It's patently unfair having people born male, okay, who then decide to change to a woman competing in women's sports, especially if it's a thing with physicality, because they're always going to have the advantage. That is plainly unfair. And also, you could argue as well, people born male who are still technically male using women's bathrooms. There's an issue to be had with that as well. There's an argument to be had there,
Yeah.
And that one's perhaps a bit more difficult. But
the argument's not being made, though. The argument is being shut down. We're not having a sensible discussion about this.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
we're not having a back to rationality. we're not having reasonable discussions about this. 4D says, you know, there are people who are truly conflicted. You know, I think a lot of people, this is a fashion, an awful lot of this, unlike the person 4D mentioned, I think this is a fashion. I've seen this. I've seen it happen. I believe a lot of this grew out of anime in the...
So did you say fashion? Fashion, like a
fashion, yes,
like
a
trend,
fashion.
like a trend.
A trend, yes, a trend.
So
yes,
it's something that'll pass, you think?
Yes.
So, okay, well, not for everybody, surely, though.
No,
I mean,
that's the thing. Yeah,
not
it's
for
just this
everybody,
kind of fringe version of it now.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people getting into this because it's kind of cool and trendy, but that they will eventually kind of fall back out of it again. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they've been persuaded by influencers. It's a bit like when you join, you know, when I was a kid, there were all these cults, youth cults. There were punks and mods and skinheads and goths and new romantics. You know, a lot of people, they grow up, they stop dyeing their hair, growing floppy fringes, wearing, you know, crazy clothes. Kids do that. This happens when you're in adolescence. You're not clear. It's not sure. You're not sure actually what's going on. If someone on the telly, or someone rather more likely on the internet, says, what's actually the cure for your confusion is that you are transgender. And it's not coming from you inside, not some struggle. They planted a seed in your mind and thought, is that it? Really? Okay. And then you start researching it and you look into it. And then you get dragged into terrible things, you know, that don't solve the inner conflict, which may go away as you grow older, as you individuate. In other words, you become an adult. It drags the whole confusion of adolescence out. And I'm not talking about people, you know, again, who are conflicted, who have this genuine struggle inside. They're male, but they're female. They just feel female. They do. People feel like that. Women do as well. You know, they feel male, and you know, this is really difficult. It's like when I read about Patricia Highsmith, the novelist. I'm thinking, you know, it's oftentimes she comes over as male, you know, and I'm thinking, Patricia, you know, she's very clever, but she didn't quite have the intuition, and she was before the trans thing as well, to say that, maybe what I should do is become a man. No. She knew that she had masculine traits, felt masculine, but she's still a woman, you know.
This is I mean, we could probably keep going on about this one for ages, but time's pushing
we
on.
need to talk, we do need to talk about this further, because it's quite a big issue nowadays. I see a lot of young people in this small town, particularly men, walking around, and they've grown their hair and they're wearing makeup, and people used to do that in the new romantic years as well, but this is a bit different. They're wearing bras, and you know,
they're actually definitely trying to look like women rather than just a bloke wearing makeup, which is kind of like new romantic. It's not like they were actually trying to look like women. They were just trying to be men wearing makeup.
That's right.
Because I see them as well. I see men walking around in high heels, you know, wearing women's clothes, and I just think that looks so weird. I just think, you know, that's weird. It's just weird to me.
But I don't see what I might call regular. Should I call this traditional trans people? I don't really see them as weird. It's because I'm used to it, because we've always seen it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
What I want to talk about is the fact that I had to press don't talk just now, because I had a little bit of cough, and I've got to that age where I go, oh crap, now I need to go to the toilet. Oh God, stop coughing. It's a horrible age to get to. I don't know if any of you two have got had the situation where you have a coughing fit and you go, oh no, if I don't get to the toilet quickly, I'm pissing myself.
Can't say I have, no.
Oh, it's just me. Damn.
Well, I have must admit, when I had a birthday on Saturday, as you know, and since then my sciatica came on, and I have been thinking a lot about this. I'm thinking, shit, you know. So I've had to hobble around with a stick, and I'm looking at myself in the shop window. I'm thinking, no, where's that old bastard? I'm thinking, oh, it's me, you know, hobbling along with my stick.
Sorry, Viv, go on, carry on. Sorry.
No, that's all really. So
well,
you know, age creeps up on you, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I can see our conversations now. This topic of our ailments is probably going to become more and more of a point of conversation.
Yeah, so probably will be.
Hello, guys. So, what's ailing you this week, Viv?
Right. Yeah. As we lose yet another listener, thinking, "Oh God, what are they moaning on about now?"
Yeah.
You know.
Actually, slightly changing the subject, I saw something that blew my mind on a happy note. I saw something that blew my mind the other day, and I'm still researching. I don't know if this is real or not, but apparently, the dentistry community are raving at the moment. There's this idea that they can help. There's something they can turn off in your gum, and you can regrow teeth, and it takes 12 months. And apparently all humans, we have these two teeth. We have our baby teeth and our teeth, and then our other teeth come out. And the only reason it never happens again is because there's a signal in our body that says, right, you've had your two teeth, stop it. And apparently the scientists have worked out how to turn that signal off so that when you get a rotten tooth your body goes, oh, okay, quick, make another tooth. And it takes 12 months, and literally you could go from having no teeth to having a full set of nice teeth. I don't know if it's true. I'm going to look into it, but yeah.
Sign me up for that
one. Well, I mean that'll really freak out the dentist because it'll put half of them out of business, won't it?
Maybe that's why they're not telling us about it.
Probably, yeah. But I've seen sort of the odd thing here and there about that quite often on these fringe conspiracy channels. Oh, look, this new thing so you can grow your teeth back. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, that'd be nice, but
I'll have to try and see if I can share it with you, if I can find what I watched, because it was to me it looked quite professional, and it looked like it was a real dentist, and I kind of looked into it a little bit. I haven't looked into it properly, but it kind of looked like it was legit. I don't know.
Yeah. Share it with us. I would be into that because I don't have many teeth. I wouldn't mind a few more, you know.
Yeah, I think we could all benefit from that.
I mean, you stick, but at least you have some good teeth.
I mean, you know, as much as I'm suspicious of the speed of science, I still think there's been some pretty good things. For example, laser surgery on eyes. It works. Yeah, that's a new thing. You go in and your sight, you don't need glasses anymore. You have a little op. They've refined it now. Apparently, it works all right. Yeah. So.
Yeah. They just need to get all of these hidden technologies out in the open. You know, all these ones which apparently have been hidden from us. Cure for cancer, etc. All these things which supposedly they've held back from us. It'd be nice to know if there's any truth in those.
Well, it's a truism to say that if there is a cure for cancer, it would be suppressed because there's so much money in it.
Oh yeah,
so much money involved.
Big business. Yeah, they don't want to eradicate cancer because there's way too much money to be made from it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
listen, guys, can I be a bit rude this week? I need to get off, and I've just remembered I've got to make a phone call to someone. So if you don't mind, can we sort of round it up a little bit quickly? Well, it's not quickly.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, yeah. I mean, time's pushing on, so let's think about wrapping it up. Are we still talking about Kenneth Williams, or are we moving on from him now?
Let's move on. You know, have been dipping into the Kenneth Williams diaries, and they are extremely funny. But at the same time, I'm not. I just don't know about Kenneth. Is he putting on some of this miserable stuff for a laugh? Because it seems a bit tongue in cheek. You can't. I'm thinking, Kenneth, you can't be this miserable. You're earning a good income. You're loved by the nation. You've got lots of mates.
Some some people. I mean, maybe if you want to get into his diaries, we can cover those in Vivs Bookshelf at some point.
I sort of have. I did speak last time we spoke about him. I think, let's move on. And it's going round 2 bronze, I think, for the next choice.
It is, yeah. Well, as for these in a hurry to get away, all I'll do is I'll just chuck this name into the ring, and then we can just come back and talk about him next week, rather than get into him this week. I don't really know if there's going to be much to talk about this guy, but I think he's probably worth just covering anyway. His real name, is Morris James Christopher Cole. That'll probably mean nothing to you. He was born on Christmas Day, 1944, in Lancashire, England. And the name that everybody knows him by is Kenny Everett.
Oh, right. Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
There might be quite a bit to say
DJ.
about him.
Sorry?
There might be quite a bit to say about him, actually.
Yeah, so just briefly, he started off as a DJ, worked on the BBC, then he got his own TV program, and he was just pretty funny, zany, kind of chaotic comedy. So yeah.
Mad as a box of frogs, yeah.
Yeah, but funny. He was funny.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my suggestion for we can get into that next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm up with that. Yeah, we'll do a bit of research on Kenny and Cupid Stumped.
Yeah, it's all done in the best possible sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't suppose you got any jokes, have you, Viv? Just to round things up.
What do you call a Frenchman who wears sandals?
Oh, Philippe Fallope.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Philippe Fallope.
Philippe Fallope.
That's my contribution to the gaiety of the nation.
All right. Why did the South American take anti-anxiety medication?
Oh, I'm close to getting this, but go on.
For his Hispanic attacks.
Oh.
Right.
I was out today and I got a phone call from the wife. She phoned up and she said, are you getting any pains in your chest? Like someone's sticking a pin in a voodoo doll? I said, no. Then there was a pause. She went, how about now?
Yeah.
I remember the days. I remember the days back when I was in a relationship, and it was cold, gloomy days like this. It was raining, and I'd see my partner outside. I'd see my partner just staring out the window and looking at this gloomy scene. And I used to think, I suppose I better let her in.
Yep.
Will glass coffins be a success? Remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't blind people skydive?
I'd say that's bloody obvious. No, I don't know.
Because it's really not fair on their dog. Well, here you go. Did you know you don't have to have a parachute to go skydiving?
Mm-hmm.
You do, however, need a parachute if you want to go skydiving again.
Yeah.
Okay. Horse walks into the pub, barman says, "Why the long face, mate?"
Oh, come on, Viv.
I'm sorry.
Now you're just doing it deliberately.
I'm not. And unlike some of us, I'm not looking at the internet at this time. It's all coming out from my. Obviously not from my decaying brain.
Did you know I bought my wife a brand new iron for Valentine's Day, but she just got mad and refused to take it. So I added it to the rest of the clubs in my golf bag.
I like my knock knock jokes, as you know, and I think the man who invented knock knock jokes should get a Nobel Prize.
Yeah, very good.
I feel I've disgraced myself actually with that horse joke.
You've not just it's not just yourself, Viv. You've disgraced all of us. We all feel the shame.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, all I was going to say is don't feel disgraced. Just know you are disgraced.
Yeah, I do. I know it.
Listen, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you actually because I am gonna shoot off because I've got to make this phone call actually.
All right.
Sorry, mate, have a good week, and I'll speak to you guys next week.
You too. I'm gonna have a long look at myself in the mirror now.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the list here, the status, and I can see Craig, and it says recording, but there's also a muted sign next to him. 4D. Is that is
Yeah,
Craig
that's what I said just before we started. I think it means he can't talk.
Oh right, okay.
I really hope I'm right in that. If we get to the end of this and we've got nothing, I'll be really pissed off.
Chiswick, you're voluntary?
Mm-hmm.
Scanlon? Billy, for Christ's sakes, you must be committed, right?
No.
You're just a young kid. What are you doing here? You got to be out in a convertible, bird dogging chicks and banging beaver. What are you doing here, for Christ's sake? What's so funny about that?
Well,
Jesus, I mean, you guys do nothing but complain about how you can't stand it in this place here, and then you haven't got the guts just to walk out? I mean, what do you think you are, for Christ's sake? Crazy or something? Well, you're not. You're not. You're no crazier than the average asshole out walking around on the streets, and that's it. Jesus Christ, I can't even believe it.